say okay. We're good. Good afternoon. My name is Philip Stockton. I'm calling the Ways and Means Committee meeting to order. Please, if you would stand and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The first item is our roll call, please.
Mr. Stockton,
Present.
Mr. Fanton, Mr. Curran, Mr. Decker,
Here.
Mr. Havey,
Here.
Mr. Healy, Mrs. Hopkins,
Here.
Mrs. Root, Mr. Crandall. 9 members present.
We need approval of the minutes from April 21. Could I have a motion, Mr. Fanton? Second, Mr. Havey. All in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. Forgot to announce the amendment. Gentleman who made the motion in second, we had to change some information on there that related to a tax bill correction from the town of Birdsall. So you will accept your motion in second with that amendment? Okay. Thank you. And then the minutes of April 26th. Motion, Mr. Healy, and support, Mr. Decker. Are there any questions? All in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. You have a copy of the audit on your desk, and it was distributed by email. Can we have a motion, Mrs. Root? And second, Mr. Decker. Are there any questions?
No question, just a comment, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Decker?
Prior to the meeting, I asked Treasurer Terry Ross what the 54,227 was in that first column, about 8 lines down, and she had the answer for me right away. If Terry wants to expand on that, or...
Yes, I indicated to Mr. Decker that that is our annual maintenance contract for our financial system and payroll system that we pay to New World Tyler Industries.
It was under the treasurer line in the audit. Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Excuse me. Mr. Bunger, Real Property Tax Director, is requesting to fill a temporary senior tax map technician. Do you wish to speak to that at all, Mr. Bunger? Okay. Could we have a motion for that approval first, please? Mrs. Hopkins, second, Mr. Havey. Are there any questions? We've discussed this prior, but, okay. All in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. And we have referrals from committees. First, Human Services. Mrs. Hopkins?
My copy is missing. Office of the Aging Director in Indiana-Madison is requesting a resolution to accept and appropriate a donation of $5,000 from the Allegheny Senior Foundation on behalf of the Western New York Foundation. It's being administered to help support organizations involved in supporting seniors remaining in their homes. So I would move that for acceptance.
Motion, do we have support? Mr. Kern? Excuse me. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. Next.
Social Services Commissioner Edna Kays is requesting permission to fill 1 full-time provisional social welfare examiner. That's an ASME grade 11 position due to her promotion. This person is responsible for interviewing clients and determining eligibility for benefits. It is funded 38% with county funds, 10% with state funds, and 52% with federal funds, and I move that.
There's a motion, support Mrs. Root. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Next.
And Mrs. Kays, Ms. Kays is requesting permission to fill one full-time senior typist, ASME grade 7, due to a promotion. This person is responsible for answering all calls coming into the agency, as well as clerical support for all programs. The position is funded with 38% county funds, 10% with state funds, and 52% with federal funds, and I move that.
Motion, is there support? Mr. Fanton, are there any questions? All in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. Thank you. Personnel Committee, Mr. Havey.
Yes, County Clerk Rob Christman is requesting permission to fill one full-time index clerk, ASME grade 6, step base to step 7. This position will fulfill the legal indexing requirements for both civil and real property tasked to the county clerk's office, and I will move that.
Motion, is there support? Mr. Fanton, do we have any questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? And that's carried. Thank you, sir. Public Safety Committee, Mr. Healy.
Thank you, Chairman. Emergency Management and Fire Director Jeff Lucky is requesting authorization to apply for the Homeland Security Grant Program, HSGP 2021, in the amount of $59,750 for the period of September 1st, 2021 through August 31st, 2024. This grant includes the State Homeland Security Grant Program and the State Law Enforcement Prevention Program. The funding supports regional preparedness for the county, and a minimum of 22.5% of that money must be earmarked for the 4 national priority areas that DHS and FEMA is requiring. These areas include cybersecurity, soft targets, crowded places, intelligence and information sharing, as well as emergency threats. 25% of the total grant must be directed to the Sheriff's Office, with the remaining monies to be used by the Office of Emergency Services to enhance preparedness of the county to respond to emergency situations, and as further outlined in the attached memorandum of explanation you'll find in herein. And I'll move that.
I have a motion, is there a second? Mrs. Root? Are there any questions? Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Next one.
Mr. Lucky is also requesting approval to apply for the Homeland Security Emergency Services LEMPG fiscal year 2021 grant in the amount of $22,869 for the period of October 1st, 2020 through September 30th, 2023. These funds, if awarded, will be used for following: labor, travel, rent, equipment, various trainings, and development of several emergency plans within the county. And that also is further outlined in the attached memorandum of explanation. And I'll move that.
Do we have a second? Mr. Kern? Any questions? All in favor of this resolution?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried.
Next, Sheriff Whitney is requesting permission to fill one full-time registered nurse due to a resignation. The position will cover the afternoon nurse shift, and the annual salary of this position is $43,802.99, with benefits estimated at $17,113.83. This position is covered 100% with county funds, and that is laid out in an attached RFP you'll find included in your paperwork here. And I'll move that.
I have a motion. Is there support? Mr. Havey. Any questions or comments? All in favor of this?
Aye.
Opposed? and that's carried.
Next, the sheriff is requesting permission to fill one full-time cook manager position. This will allow for training a replacement for the current cook manager who plans to retire in September of 2021. The annual salary of this position is $45,153.06, with benefits at $17,641.30. And this position is also funded 100% with county funds. And also, there's another attached RFP that deals with this further. And I'll move that.
Is there support? Mr. Havey. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. And the last one?
And the last one is also from Sheriff Whitney. He's requesting permission to fill one full-time cook. This position will allow for training in current cook manager who plans to retire in September 2021. The annual salary of this position is $44,349.97, with benefits estimated at $17,327.53. This position is funded 100% with county funds, and there is also an attached RFP which explains this further within your packet, and I'll move that.
I have the motion. Is there support? Mr. Fanton. Any questions or comments on this item? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? And it's carried. Thank you, sir. Public Works Committee, Mr. Fanton.
Due to resignation, the Public Works Superintendent, Justin Henry, is requesting permission to fill one full-time engineering technician, grade 13, and all subsequent positions, including hiring from the outside. This position is responsible for inspections of county, town, village-owned bridges and culverts, maintains GIS-based asset management for highway updates, official town and county maps, performs various tasks related to county traffic count program, as well as performs general field survey work. The annual salary of this position is estimated between $37,665 and $45,824, with benefits estimated between $14,715 and $17,903. This position is funded 100% with county funds. I'll move it.
Motion second, Mr. Healy. Do we have any questions or comments about this? None. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? And it's carried.
Mr. Henry is requesting permission to hire 19 seasonal employees for summer 2021 help. These employees are county residents that are either college-bound or are already college students. They provide the extra hands needed to supplement our decreasing full-time workforce. The estimated hourly rate for these positions is $12.50 an hour, and the employees will work 40 hours for a maximum of 14 weeks. And the positions are budgeted as follows: Buildings and Grounds 1, County Road 14, Solid Waste 2, Engineering 2, for a total cost of $133,000, and I will move it.
Is there support? Mrs. Root. Do we have any questions? Comments?
I would just make a comment. This is something we were not able to do last year due to COVID and the budget, and I'm very happy to see we were able to bring this back this year. There are a lot of things that our summer help are able to help our Department of Public Works accomplish that they're not able to do otherwise. So very happy to see this come back. Thank you.
Agreed. Thank you. Anything else? Mr. Healy?
I just piggyback on that and say that, this gives our DPW additional manpower at peak season for them, and also gives is a benefit to the college students, both in getting some practical work experience and to make a little money. So I think it's a win-win for everybody.
Thank you. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. I believe that's all the referrals. Are there any that we've missed? Okay. Any old business? Any new business? Go to the order, Mr. Healy.
We'll have a caucus at 20 after.
Caucus at 20 after. Okay, if there's nothing else, I'd take a motion to adjourn. Mr. Fanton, second. Mr. Decker. All in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. Thank you.